Gen Lab Fit. I'm Jen Levante, and today we're going to do something just a little bit different. Instead of walking you through an entire workout, I'm going to take you through 5 bodyweight movements that are ideal if you are a beginner, if you're coming back after an injury, or if you just haven't worked out for a really long time. Let's start with the basic squat. Now with squat, a lot of times you hear people say, make sure the knees are in line with the toes or the heels or whatever it is, but recognize that everybody's body is just a little bit different. So we have to kind of play with each movement and make sure that it works for us. Ideally, we want to get our heels down, dig those toes into the ground to stabilize those feet. Toes can be facing forward just a little bit wider than shoulder width, or I like to turn my toes out just ever so slightly. That is ideal for my hips. So you're going to play with that just a little bit with these first few reps. Press into the heels. As you press back, imagine there's a chair behind you or a stool that we're going to tap those glutes on. Sitting back and tapping that imaginary chair, driving that core in as you raise. Again, press into the heels, big toes into the ground, tap that imaginary chair, pause, engage your core, and lift all the way up. Exercise number 2 is going to be our push-up. Now there's a lot of variations for the push-ups. You can do the knees down, knees up. If you're a beginner, I would love to see you start with a wall push-up because that is going to help you gradually build that upper body strength without putting unnecessary strain. So grab your wall, you're going to place your hands on that wall, just about in line with your shoulders, fingertips nice and wide to stabilize those wrists. Walk those feet out as far as you're comfortable doing, and then we're going to drive the elbows out ever so slightly as we push into that wall. Getting the chest as close to the wall as you can. Neck is neutral and eyes are facing. If you are working on building that strength, I'd love to see you give me a little pause as you get close to the wall. Engage and press back. Never completely locking out your elbows as you come back up to that standing position. Now number 3 is our reverse lunge. I hear a lot of ladies afraid of doing lunges because they say it bothers their knees. Now the reverse lunge is the most gentle of lunges for any kind of knee injury, so that's the one that I recommend you start with. Driving into the heel, big toe into the ground. I'd love to see you step back as far as you can and visualize that back knee pressing down towards the ground. And as you do that, we're pressing into that front heel. So we want the knee to come back. A lot of times I see that knee pressing forward, and that puts extra strain on that knee. So step back and everything comes back. You don't have to go all the way down if you're just starting out. You can just start with a little lunge, press into the heel, bring that knee back, activate that glute, and come up. Now there's a tiny, tiny little lean forward, especially if you want to activate a little bit more of that front glute muscle, and drive it back up, keeping that core engaged the entire time. Number 4 is going to be our plank. Just like our push-ups, there's lots of variations of the plank. We're going to start with forearms down. You can either do the dolphin pose or parallel pose. Pick what works for you. As we get down there, the biggest thing that I see a lot of times is this, and you don't even realize how high up that booty is. So really work on dragging those glutes down, and as you do that, bring the belly button in through the body. If you need to modify from here, if you're just starting out, get into that position first, drive the belly button in, then from here, drop your knees down. Again, a lot of times I see the knees in here. You want them away from you to activate as much of that core as we possibly can. Hold as long as you're able to. If you need to do part of them with knees down and part of them with knees up, that's great. Just slowly work on building that core strength. And then from here, a level up option is to tap those knees down one at a time as you're holding that plank. Number 5 is going to be our glute bridge. This is an excellent exercise for building that glute strength. We're going to do this body weight only, but as you level up, you can very easily increase the intensity by adding dumbbells right here in your pockets, or just adding one heavy one right here on your lower abdomen. Since we're doing this body weight only, I want those hands down by your side, fingertips spread nice and wide to stabilize that upper body. We're going to drive the belly button in through the body, engaging that core. Lift, keeping that body in one straight line. As you get up to the very, very top, squeeze those glutes, pause, release it back down, and as you release it down, keep that back in one straight line. I don't want to see that big arch in your back. Bringing that lower back down to the mat. Lift, squeeze, breathing. Heels are just underneath your knees. Heels down, toes into the ground, stabilize those feet, and lower. And we can pick up that pace just a little bit. Lift, squeeze, hold, lower. And again, as you continue to build that glute strength, start adding those weights slowly but confidently. Start small with these 5 exercises. Build your confidence, listen to your body, work on your form and what makes sense for you. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and please reach out anytime.